at the Fleet Feet Summer Sizzle, back-to-back for the great Brooklyn Buckley. From Buchanan, 1, 2, and 3 in the top 5 with Gabby and Layla. Brooklyn, I always say that comparison is the thief of joy, so I'm not going to ask you to compare because we know that the race went out significantly slower this year than it did last year when you're in 10:41. What I will ask is evaluate Brooklyn Buckley and just how you are feeling in general. Came off a great team camp, obviously phenomenal workouts, phenomenal time trials there. So how would you evaluate the woman that's going into her sophomore year versus the one that made such a huge impact before you had officially ever run a Buchanan race here last year?
Yeah, it felt good. It was just like, it felt like we were going fast, and then like the first mile was like kind of slow. It's like, okay, like we need to start like picking it up, and then by the second mile, we like started to pick it up more, but it was still like it wasn't as fast still. But I think our whole team was kind of just like tired from camp and like from the workouts and stuff. But it was good though.
Just the vibe of seeing the whole group across the starting line, right? Like actually having bibs on, knowing a clock is there, knowing the siren's gonna go off. Like you just after all the time when it's training and the only ones you're seeing are your teammates, your actual family and your sister, your extended family, the coaches and stuff like that. Like how fun is it to see Isabella Ramirez again and Clara Riddle again? Like just to be like, we get to compete.
Yeah.
It's not just time trials and long runs all the time. So how good did that feel?
It felt really good, like knowing like people came to watch and like just like seeing my teammates like on the line with me, like knowing that we were gonna push together, and just seeing like everyone else that wasn't on my team also just pushing through the race. So I think it went good.
Gabby and I were speaking about the fact that both of you were leaders in work ethic, leaders in drive, leaders in determination, leaders in performance last year. Obviously, no one's ever going to replace the senior class that just graduated, but how has the coaching staff kind of looked to the both of you and obviously the returning athletes in terms of what the leadership needs to look like for this year's team?
Yeah, I think since like the seniors left, it's a little more like we're kind of the leaders now, even though we're like sophomores. But we have really good freshmen coming in, so I think that that'll help with the seniors that left, and like just because like some of the seniors that we have right now, like are they like sick or whatever, or like are injured. But I think the new freshmen coming in and like me and Gabby being like the sophomores, I think it's gonna be good. A good year.
Because Buchanan is never rebuild; it is always reload.
Yeah.
You talked about you and Gabby. There was a third sophomore in that top 5 today. That if people were paying attention in track season, it's not a surprise at all. But obviously, we didn't get to see it as much in cross country last year because I think for Layla, cross country was the bridge to track and field. Now the track and field is going to be the bridge to cross country. Not just because of today, but what's happened in the summer. Like as long as she can stay healthy and just continue to follow your and Gabby's amazing lead, like how valuable a component could she be? How big a contributor could she be to this team?
Oh, I think it's really big, especially because like I feel like she's grown so much from last year to this year, and just like she's been always like trying to stick with us and like run with us and stuff. I think that's really helped for the seniors leaving and like the freshmen coming in. So
last thing, Coach Weaver and I talk about because we're nerds and geeks and evaluating what's going on not only in the Valley but the entire state of California, the entire United States. And when he looks at me with as much conviction as he's ever told me anything and says, if we're healthy, this could be the deepest team that Buchanan has ever had. You get to live that every single day. You get to see these amazing women every single day, whether they're working their way back from injury or illness, whether they're completely healthy. But through team camp and all the long runs over the summer, like, do you see what that vision could look like come November and December, that yes, it could be the deepest team we've ever had?
I definitely do think that, because we're going to have a lot of like good workouts that are coming up, and like I just feel like our whole team is like really strong together, and like we feel like we work really good together. So that's going to be like good, like as a team thing.
Awesome. Well, as a said to Gabby, said to your sister, said to Coach Weaver, it doesn't sit well if you're a Buchanan athlete that teams from the southern section have the fastest all-time performance here at Woodward Park. They want it back. They want the all-time mark. They want the state title, and they want to try to be the first Buchanan group to go to Oregon and win NXN. But obviously, this is only early August. That is in late November and December. But one of the big reasons why is as long as Buckley stays healthy, there's going to be a lot of good things to come for her and the Buchanan Bears. Brooklyn, well done.
Thank you.